They cut across my property to save 30 seconds. So I turned the shortcut into a dead end. I didn't discover the shortcut by accident. I discovered it because someone almost hit me. I was standing near the center of my land, a thin, wooded strip I've owned for over a decade, wedged between a residential loop and a feeder road when an SUV burst through the trees like it belonged there. Missed me by a few feet, didn't even slow down. The driver waved, like I was the problem. That's when I realized this wasn't casual trespassing. It was entitlement with momentum. This land was never open, never graded, never offered. But somewhere along the way, someone decided saving half a minute mattered more than ownership. And they spread the idea. People didn't ask, they committed. Cars came through at speed, at night, in rain, headlights slicing between trunks like it was a sanctioned route. I walked the perimeter that same evening and saw what changed everything. They weren't just cutting across, they'd started maintaining it. Broken branches stacked aside, loose gravel poured into soft spots. Even a crude turn widened near the exit so vehicles wouldn't scrape. Someone had invested effort, which meant someone planned to keep it. I didn't put up signs. I didn't talk to neighbors. I didn't warn anyone, because warnings create arguments. I wanted consequences. I pulled the original land survey, the one filed when the parcel was split decades ago, and paired it with the township's emergency clearance overlay. What I found was perfect. My land wasn't just private, it was deliberately unassigned. A buffer, a pressure release. A zone meant to never become a road, because doing so shifted emergency response timing for the entire loop. If something happened there, a crash, pedestrian strike liability didn't land on drivers. It landed on whoever allowed the route to exist. So I let it keep happening long enough. Then I filed one document, not a complaint, not a request, a municipal exposure notice. It stated that an unregulated traffic corridor had formed on private land inside a protected buffer zone, and that continued use constituted a known hazard. Once a risk is documented, silence becomes negligence. 3 days later, the township didn't knock. They arrived. Engineers, risk officers, traffic control. No discussion with drivers. No community meeting. By dusk, the land was sealed. Not cones, not tape. Concrete dead stops sunk below frost line. Steel posts, core drilled into bedrock. Reflective panels tied into the city grid so GPS systems updated automatically. The shortcut didn't just close. It vanished from maps. The next morning was chaos. Cars turned in out of habit and stopped cold. Some reversed. Some sat there confused. One driver kicked the barrier. The neighbor who had benefited most, the one who'd been using it twice a day, showed up furious. "You didn't have to go this far," he said. I looked past him at the blocked path. "Yes," I said, "I did. Because shortcuts don't die from signs. They die when they become impossible. Now the land is silent. No headlights, no engines, no confidence. Just trees reclaiming space. If people treated your land like public convenience, would you warn them or end it for good? Like, share, and subscribe for more stories.